I do have the chat open. So if someone, well, this is the hard part, for me to have the chat open and for me to see you guys at the same time. 1 second, please. Okay. Let's get set up here. All right, so now if anybody needs to send me a chat message, we'll be able to see it. All right, real quickly, if you could in the chat on the right-hand side, just shoot me a message and let me know if you all can see the screen of our course, the home screen. A simple yes will be fine. And if you all would, everybody put your mic on mute. Okay. All right, and let me go back to the chat. Okay, and I'm going to turn off my email for now. Okay, so everybody can see. So let me give a quick tour. First of all, let me say that if you were one of the students having the problem about you're ready, you've completed everything, and the system will not let you advance, IT did figure out where the confusion was, and they fixed that as of 11:52 this morning. So barely 10 minutes ago, okay? So if you think you've completed all of the course requirements, you should now log in. And if you want to real quick, you can open up another screen and check it. So you can shoot me a message. Better yet, shoot me an email because I'll forward that email. If you are already logged in, please log out and log back in if you still don't see Muscles Move Us as the next module that you all should see. All right, so I'm going to give you a high-level overview. I'm going to talk about a lot of things. I'm going to go really fast for the first 30 minutes because I want to give you time to ask questions. And I think I will answer most of your questions, but it's okay if you still have questions. All right, a couple things. This is the home page. As you can tell, I do use this news item a lot. So if you would, someone's not muted in the background, so if you would, please mute, turn the volume off on your phone because we're getting that feedback. Okay. So on the home page here that you can see, I do leave you frequent messages and videos. If you're not having problem accessing the modules, you don't need to watch that video. They're usually really short and sweet. Also, I'll leave you different messages, periodically as well. Additionally, if you have not joined the Class Remind app, I want to encourage you to do that. It's not required, but it helps me help you. Just remind you, send you links, make it easier. You can, especially if you're going to access meetings like this from online or on your phone, it just makes it a lot easier. Again, once you sign up for groups, be sure to read and complete. So I just give you little reminders, or I'll also remind you on things like don't forget to sign up for your midterm. Be sure you complete your midterm by such and such date. And then I have a widget in here with my Twitter account. I share a lot of stuff related to health, PE, physical activity. If you decide to join, by the way, the remind, here's some information down here about that. And then there's just a little bit right here to get to know me a little bit. Information about your midterm exam. Don't quite know why this is not a video, why it is a still image. That's odd, and I'm looking kind of weird in that picture. Very important, though, about the midterm. So the whole idea, as I'm going to talk about in a minute, is just allowing you guys to really take control and move at your own pace, particularly those who are ready to move faster. So if you have not had a chance yet to go through here and look at everything, just take your time and go through it. It won't take you very long. I'm going to talk about this assignment too here in just a minute about the video creation tool. There have been a few technical issues with the course. I think I'm probably challenging the system more than what it's accustomed to. If you don't have your phone on mic, would please mute yourself. Okay. And down here at the bottom, you'll see a calendar. I really recommend to students that you consider putting this to your phone. So if you go here, you can subscribe. And when you subscribe, you can take this link. And if you use, say, Gmail, you can go copy this and paste it. If you need additional help on this, I'm happy to help you through that. We can schedule another call one-on-one where you can share your screen and I can walk you through it. But it'd be nice, whatever calendar system that you use, it's always best to use one calendar system. So I recommend you pull that in. And that way, I did that when I was a graduate student, and it helps out a whole lot. So that's the home page. Sorry if I'm making you sick with the scrolling. I apologize. Let's jump into the meat of the course here. So the content, you can't see everything I can see. You can see up through Kahoot pins unless you have completed everything, and then you will be able to see Muscles Move Us. Once you complete the conditions for Muscles Move Us, then this next one, Food Really Is Fuel, will pop up, so on and so forth, all the way through. We skipped chapter 4 here. It doesn't start until after midterm. So all the way up through this chapter 5, this is midterm content. So once you have completed this, you are ready for your midterm. You could elect to wait until the midterm window, or you could go ahead and sign up and take your midterm early. That is totally your choice. On October 7th, the second half of the course will begin, and you will be able to move at your own pace as well. So before you can access the content modules, you have to complete this information that's above. So when you get to the getting started, guys, you really do, in an online, fully online course, you have to read. So if you don't like reading, then online courses may not be the best suit for you. But because I don't get to see you and talk to you, I have to basically try to explain everything in a written form. So I do try my very best. I always give you an overview, and then I always tell you what your tasks are, and then I always tell you what your next step is, so what you need to do next. If you would, just follow along with me on that, okay? And if you have any questions along the way, feel free to shoot me a message and Remind. You get me like from my cell phone on Remind. It's the best, fastest way to reach me. Email is probably the second fastest, okay? So just kind of an FYI. So when we're here, I talk about the bonus opportunities. I don't have time to go in detail about that now, or I won't get a chance to cover everything. Here is the course syllabus. You are responsible for reading that very carefully. The group magazine project, you know, students have a lot of apprehension around group projects, but you shouldn't, because if Nikki Bray doesn't do her part, no one else in the group loses their points, only Nikki Bray. It just means that you're going to be missing some content in your magazine, which is, you know, not good, but I'm not dumping that on somebody else. That's just something that's going to have to get filled in. So I'll tell you, I am trying to make this course so that moving forward, students don't need a textbook. I'm trying to make this course so that when you log in, you have everything you need in the course. And with that, you guys are helping me. But the reason I have you helping me is not because I'm selfish or lazy. It's because when students take content and turn around and explain it or use it in some way, you learn it so much deeper. So I could build out what I'm asking you guys to do, and that'll help me, but it won't help you. And so when I ask you to help me build this stuff out, it's really going to help you strengthen and apply your knowledge. And so I thought maybe creating a magazine would be fun. It would allow you to be creative in your own way, even if that's a very clean and not very creative way, that's still creative in your own way. So I will be giving you guidance all along. I've built in a week or two already for you to be able to work on this, and you have one other small project called a Powtoon project where you're going to help me build some small animation. So if I could speak on that, in university courses, we don't have room for you to have another course strictly on how to develop your technology skills. However, when you get hired, your employers are going to be asking you to use lots of technology. So in an effort to help grow your skills across your industry, I'm trying to build in things that require you to use some technology. Now, don't be concerned, because if you struggle, I'm here to help you. I will jump on a call with you. We can schedule for you to meet me face-to-face, although I have a really busy schedule, so it's hard to actually catch me in my office. I'm usually somewhere. I supervise students out in the schools, so I'm in the schools a lot. And that's the reason why I basically give you access to me right here from my cell phone. So I try to make myself really, really available to you guys, okay? So any anxieties that you may have, squash them, okay? Because if you're truly struggling and I need to give you an extension, I will give you what I think you need to have, okay? I'm very student-centered. I can care about my students. I want all 87 or 88 of you to be totally successful in this class. I taught this class face-to-face in the spring. I had 120 students. 101 of those students made an A. Almost the biggest rest of them made a B, and maybe one or two made a C. So it does feel like a lot of work. It is a lot of work. Learning is hard work, but you are totally in control of your grade. And I'm going to continue to explain that more as we go on. All right, you do have Kahoots to play, so you do need the Kahoot app, you do need a Nearpod app, and you do need the Remind app, okay? So yeah, okay, but I told you why. The video introductions, so the system hasn't been working like it has in the past. It used to allow you to video record inside and not attach it. It would be embedded, but now that's not working. So really, I just need you to complete this, and if you just need to use your own webcam and use YouTube or whatever you're comfortable with, that's fine. If you don't know what else to use, then just let me know. You can use this as the instructions say. It's just going to put it as an external file. Students have to click it and open it up. Ideally, as I think about you guys possibly working from your cell phones, I need everything to be right there. I don't need it to download, because you can't really download items on your cell phone. Do y'all understand? Okay, talking a lot today, okay? So bear with me in the voice. All the instructions are here, though. If you need help, just follow them step by steps. I usually open up 2 courses side by side as a student, or even whenever I'm grading you guys' work. Here are the 3 questions I'm looking for you to answer. Verbal to visual. I really, really, really want to ask you to give this a chance. Beyond just teaching you this course, I also want to teach you skills that'll help you in other classes. And with all the high stakes testing taking place in the K-12 programs, I mean, I spent 20 years in high school. I know we're not teaching you guys how to organize. We're not teaching you guys how to take notes. We're teaching you how to pass tests. And so that, with knowing that, I, at this level, can slow down and really focus in on my students. I don't have the pressure that I had in K-12 in high school. So really want to encourage you to give this a try and see if this helps you. You can work at your own pace in this course. Once you complete everything, the next module will open up. When you get to the real content, you have to make an 85% or higher on all of the quizzes for that module, and the next one opens up. Okay, you can always come back, but you can't go forward until you make at least an 85%. You do have to take a pre-test. As long as you take it, you get your free 50 points. It's not graded per se. It's something for me to see if what I do with you throughout the semester helps you improve. So it's really a tool for me and not so much for you, other than it lets you see that you actually have learned and gotten better. So once you've visited all these, you'll see these little check marks, right? So you know that you've visited everything in this module. Then the next step, access the group magazine project. So again, I give you a little bit of an overview here about it. I tell you your deadline. Please put that on your calendar. I think that should be on the calendar already. So if you subscribe, it ought to be there. But I give you instructions here. You have to go through and click on these, no less than click on these before you can get credit. But really take time to focus in on your learning. This is all about you. This is not about, earning a grade. I understand the pressures that you all face, but this is truly about you knowing, so when you go out into the field, you know what you're talking about, okay? The way I have this course set up, you all should do well. I am not concerned. I have known that students really do want to do well, they really do care, and they also want to learn, but the pressure to keep their scholarships often overshadows that. Well, rest assured, in this class, you can focus on learning because you are in control of your grades, okay? And I'm going to talk about that in more detail. So the next step here, after you visit the project details, take your time as you go through this. Any questions, feel free to ask me or go into the group student lounge and ask questions from your classmates. But it's pretty, I think, pretty detailed. And if students have questions, I will, add. But here's the rubric on how I'm going to grade you. Okay, so there's no question. You'll kind of know. I'm expecting you guys to have outstanding projects. I'm really not. Okay, so if we go back here and you've completed that, the next step is to look at the course outline. This is just a bird's eye view for you so you can see kind of what it is we're going to cover on a week-by-week basis. This is where you should be, week by week, okay? It's okay if you get a little behind. As long as you get all this done and you take your midterm. Well, actually, you got to take your midterm between these dates, but really all the way up until the end of the course, you can come back to all these modules, okay? Now, I'm going to be watching you, and if you're procrastinating, I'm going to email you, and I'm going to reach out to you one-on-one, okay? So don't think I'm not watching. I go in every day. First thing I do when I come into the course is go to communication. I go down to class list, and then let's just say if I pick on Aisha, okay? If I click on Aisha, not pick on, excuse me, but oh, I didn't mean, that's the wrong thing. If I click on her, I can come here and see view progress. And when I see view progress, you guys, it allows me to go in and see every single thing you've done, how much time you've spent, how many times you've logged in, how many posts, everything you've done, how many of you've read, okay? I want you to know, just so you won't think, you know, hey, she'll never know. Yeah, I will. Okay, so don't try to cheat the system. I do check in on you. And another thing I do is I go to the grades. If I don't see any quiz grades, then I'm like, what's going on? Okay, so use the course outline as a guide, but no, you can always come back. Okay, Kahoot. See it? Next up, Kahoot pins. You cannot play Kahoot from your laptop or your computer. I have tried. You have to play it from a tablet or a mobile device. You need to download the app. All you need is the pin to play, okay? I shared with you the links. That's so you can copy and paste, and maybe from your cell phone, you can text somebody and you can challenge individually. But this is key. Because I have 87, 88 students in this class, normally I'm lenient on something like this. I can't be. It's just too much to manage. You have to put your last name, comma, first name. You have to. It is already massive for me to keep up with your points so I can give you bonus, okay? So you have to. And unfortunately, if you do not do that, you have to play the Kahoot again. I am just so sorry, okay? You don't get credit for a Kahoot that you don't follow this, because I don't have time. I literally delete your line. I just cannot deal with it and figure out who's who and I already have to reorganize. It is really a pain. It says on the syllabus that this is going to go towards your quiz grade, but I've changed my mind. I'm going to add your Kahoot bonus points. I'm going to add that to your final exam, okay? So that'll really help boost your grade if you're close. And what I mean close, I expect most of you to have an A. I'm more concerned about, did you get an A minus, an A, an A plus? Because I do not curve, okay? So if you have let's say you have to have a 98 to get an A plus and you have a 97.9, you're getting an A, you're not getting an A plus. I do not curve. Does that make sense? Okay, so if you have questions about that, let me know. So then here's next step. Begin muscles move us. Note, if you did not complete all the tasks, and I list them out, the system will not allow you. We did have a glitch. The system was messed up and the IT people fixed it as of 11:52 this morning. So now if you've completed everything, log out of your course, log back in, you should be able to now start to see these content. Once you take the muscles move us and you pass every quiz in there, and I think there's only one quiz in that one actually, you will then be able to see this one. You may not go to it yet. You may still be working here, but you can go ahead and see it, okay? I'm trying to give students the most flexibility. So if you need to go slower, great, go slower. Just make sure you're ready for midterm, all right? You can always go back and continue working on the quizzes and whatnot. You can work on quizzes until 11:59 p.m. on the study day. And quizzes are unlimited. You get to take them over and over again, and you get to keep your highest score. So once you make let's say you make a 29 out of 30, you get to retake it. And if you make a 28, you still keep your 29. Once you make a 30 out of 30, some students come back just to practice for their midterm and final. Then you get to do that. You don't lose your highest grade. So I'm going to jump real quick and talk about the quizzes. You do have quizzes throughout, lots of quizzes, and the test bank grows. So the first quiz has, I don't know, maybe 80 questions as a bank. You'll get 30 questions. So if you take that 2 or 3 times, you're going to see all the quiz questions possible. But by the time you get to like the 3rd and 4th quiz, the bank keeps growing. Okay, I think there's almost 700 questions in just the first half of this course. So when you get ready to take your midterm, you're going to get 75 questions out of like almost 700 questions or almost 600 questions. You're only going to get 75 and you're only going to have 40 minutes to take the exam. Don't worry, most students took 10 or 15 minutes because the Kahoot questions make up the quiz questions. The quiz questions form the questions for your midterm and your final. They are pulled randomly by the system. I don't know which questions you are going to get, and it's pretty much that simple. All the quizzes will lock at 11:59 on the study day. Once the course opens up, you could go ahead and move ahead. And I think even before then, I don't know why you'd want to, but you could go ahead from the assessments and click on quizzes and even take your quizzes through that as well, okay? Please don't try to just rush through the course, and I really want to see that you are learning the content. Okay, so you can access all the way up through this module, technically called Module 5, Designing Training Programs. Module 4 will open up beginning on October 7th. So if you get done early, say mid-September, and you've scored 100% and you have other things to work on in other classes, that's perfectly fine. You will not be able to access Chapter 4 and beyond until October the 7th. Okay, let's see, what am I forgetting? Really quick, please do not send me emails from inside of eCourseware. It comes to me instantly. It comes into my email inbox. I respond, don't realize it's from eLearn. It never makes its way back to you. So please always shoot me a message and remind, or go actually into your Outlook or your University of Memphis webmail from the home page and email me that way. Okay, as I was saying let me talk briefly, let me go actually to the syllabus and go over a couple of things. All right, I've got about 2 or 3 minutes and then I want to open this up for questions. One thing I haven't discussed is you are going to create some Powtoons. Don't worry, I will be creating videos. I will be here on campus to meet students in the lab should they need any help. You're only going to build a couple. It's just animated little fun things, and it'll be fun. Don't worry, it won't be anything too overly tasking for you. So guys, go through and read all of this, okay? Be sure that you read through the testing procedures. I do want to talk about the midterm and final. We will be using ProctorU. So when you're testing, somebody's sitting on the other side of the computer screen watching you. Be sure that you are testing in a quiet place where nobody can walk behind you. They are recording you. If you look over like this right here, like I'm doing, they're going to send me that video clip, and then I have to decide if you're cheating. If you lose connection and you don't log right back on, if it's longer than like this right here, they're still going to send me an incident report. But if you're out for longer than 60 seconds, I may very well just forfeit your exam and give you a 0. So I really recommend that you are in a secure place where no one can be walking behind you and causing any kind of distractions. You're not allowed to have any resources for your exam. You do need to set up your exam at least 3 days, 72 hours early, or they will assess you a fee that you have to pay. And it's very minimal. I think it's maybe $8. So if you get caught in a bind, just know if you needed to reschedule it for tomorrow, say, just prepare yourself to pay a small fee. I think it's $8 or $10. It's not really outrageous or anything. As we get closer, of course, I'll be making lots of videos. You'll get the chance to see me. I don't know if that's good or bad, but here's how your grades are broken down. I have 1 minute. Here's how your grades are broken down. The biggest part of your average, sorry you guys, the biggest part of your average that didn't work out so well comes from your quizzes, okay? Because that's where you're going to spend a lot of time. So you definitely want to do well. Class assignments will be things like the Nearpods I ask you to do. You're going to have a couple of activities where I ask you to make a concept map. I'll show you that. That's going to be second half of the semester. Your group projects, 30% as well. So And in that group project, you have to create 5 pages of a magazine. I mean, you can have half of a page, maybe a picture. So purchase a magazine or look at some examples, get some ideas. When you're in Walgreens, take pictures of some formatting ideas that you like. We'll be able to meet some more about that project after everybody gets signed up this week. If you haven't signed up, you got to get signed up. The system is going to automatically put you in a group as of Monday, September 3rd. I believe that's Monday. So if you're not signed up by then, you're going to automatically be assigned. Almost every group will have 9 people. There'll be 1 or 2 groups with only 8. Your class assignments, group project exams, midterm and finals are each only worth 15 points. You can see here, if you make a 97.9999, you're going to get an A in the class. I'm not going to curve. I will give you bonus points for completing my surveys. I will give you bonus points, as I just said. I'm going to change it from the bonus points go on Kahoots toward quizzes. I'm going to actually put those bonus points towards your final exam, which is going to strengthen the amount of that. So unless you have a preference, because this is worth 30%. So I'm happy to have a conversation with you guys if you have an opinion about that in any way. Attendance, you are expected to log in pretty much every day, Monday through Friday. Okay, so you should be working every day. If I look and see you haven't logged in at least 3 times in a week, I'm going to be reaching out to you. And if you log in Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and you don't Thursday, Friday, you need to send me a message. Hey, coach, I've logged in Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. I'm going to be out of town, so I won't be able to log in Thursday and Friday. Okay, I'm good with that. Okay, so just communicate with me. I'm just trying to make sure you succeed. That's my number one. Should you have an absence, let's say, you know, you're in the band and y'all have to travel with the football team, I need written documentation. Okay, that will not count against you. Okay, I do still expect you to log on because I know you have study hall hours while you're on the road. So just because you have to travel, that's the beauty of an online class. It's highly flexible. Okay, so if any way possible, do your very best to get in here as much as you can. I want you to take off on the weekends, honestly. If any way possible, do as much as you can through the week. We do have virtual classroom that we can use, but I'm a bigger fan of BlueJeans. By the way, whenever you get an email from me, down at the bottom where my signature is, there's a link. Anytime you want to jump on and we're like, hey, I can meet now, can you meet now? Click that link, we jump into one of these classrooms and you and I can see each other right away. I'm gonna modify the extra credit. I may actually give you the choice. You can figure out where it would benefit you most. I need y'all to really be cognizant of being friendly and professional. This is a professional learning place. This is not like a compulsory K-12 school program. You are working to become the professionals that you dream to be. So all communications should be very, very polite and professional. Of course, participation is expected and required. Let's see. Anytime you email me, please put, ESMS 3700 and then maybe dash and what the topic is. Just in case, especially online, we probably will communicate a lot via email, and it'll help me if you say, hey, remember I told you back in such and such, then I've got to go hunt that email up. So always do a good job, do the best you can at trying to identify that in the subject line. Okay, I might make changes to the syllabus like I talked about for the bonus, but if I do, it's always something that's beneficial to you, not detrimental to you, okay? Now, here's a really important thing. This actually has changed. I need to update this. Should you have technical issues, I can't fix technical issues. You can email me, but please go ahead and call 8888-678-8888 so they can get it on file that you have a problem. Forward me every single time when it's related to my class, forward me that you have submitted that issue, okay? And I'm going to update this. It's actually memphis.topdesk.net. So I'll get this updated for you. I have it in the course correctly, but I've just missed it here. And so should you experience technical issues, contact the help desk immediately, forward your confirmation email to me immediately, and provide a detailed description. If you can take a screenshot, since you're online, I don't get to see you. I'm so concerned that you're gonna have a problem and I can't see it, and help you instantly figure it out. So always send me screenshots as well. If you do not, prompt communication should occur the day the issue is noticed. If you do not, I may not give you an extension. All right, if you need an extension, okay? Academic integrity. It goes without saying, just do your own work. Now, I do have you guys working a lot together, but at the end of the day, make sure it's your own work. And if you borrow content from another, just make sure you cite that source, okay? No plagiarism, okay? I don't have any intentions of you having an incomplete, especially with this being online, even if you fall ill, unless you are incapable of functioning in any capacity, at which time I will need written documentation. If you have any special needs, learning issues, just things that are really out of the ordinary that can impact your learning in this class for any reason, physical, mental, emotional, let me know, okay? I'll do all I can to help you. No harassment is allowed or tolerated. Of course, no misconduct of any kind, particularly sexual either. If you report that to me, I will be right there with you to help you. It will get resolved, okay? Should we have inclement weather? You're expected to work. The only way is if we lose internet. And if you lose internet, then we have to figure that out. So if the power is out, I would expect that you would lose internet. And if the power is not out, you'll have to provide some kind of documentation to me that power was out. Let's say you live in Jackson, Tennessee. Power worked in Memphis, didn't work in Jackson. You may not be able to provide that till the power comes back on, but you will need to provide proof of that in some way, okay? All right, and that pretty much covers everything I have. Let me go here, and I would like for you to make sure that your mics are muted, but I'm going to unmute you, and let's see if anybody has any questions. If you do have questions, please give me your name and ask your question. No questions at all? Terrence? No questions. All right, let me check the chat. Is anybody more comfortable shooting me a message in the chat? If you are having problems with the groups, you get into your group, and I do not know why this is happening because it's not happening for everybody. You go to communications, you go to groups, and you try to log on or log into a group, and it won't let you. Shoot me a screenshot of that if you can, and then shoot me an email, and I am going to send that over to Dr. Brown over in IT. She's very aware. She's going to help you get enrolled in the group that you want to be in. So if you have that issue, please try to take care of that in terms of letting me know just right away so we can get that resolved. All right, it is 12:38, and if no one has any questions, then I guess we are done. If you have questions or need me, let me show you one last thing before you go. I just want to show you the email, okay? So, for example, I'm going to go to my sent emails, and I sent Zachary a message earlier today, okay? And if you see down here in my signature, the BlueJeans link, if you just click directly on that, that will connect you to me, okay? And we can have an instant meeting. We don't have to set one up. Okay, any questions?
Yeah, I have a question.
Okay.
So are the Kahoots, are they all graded or is it just extra credit?
Extra credit. It's your practice with the content. It's to help you know if you're getting it. You get instant feedback from that, and you earn in points for every 100,000 points that you earn in Kahoots, which one of my GAs will be collating all your credit, and in the Kahoot pins area is where I will be adding your leaderboard. So you'll be able to come in and see how many points that I have on file for you. So definitely keep up with your points, maybe screenshot when you play games on your phone, screenshot them and make sure you keep up with them, okay? Put the date that you played or whatever, because I don't want you to miss out on points, but it's really challenging for us to keep up with this sometimes.
Right, because it says like under Muscle Move Us #2, it says complete like the Kahoots 1, 2, 3, and 4. So I don't know if those are graded or just extra credit.
No, that's part of your learning. So I do expect that you go in and do that. It's really not optional, but your reward for doing that is I'm giving you bonus points. If somebody doesn't do that, then you're not getting all your class activity grades.
Right.
You're going to going to come in. So you want to go play those. I tell you specifically which ones to play. And then like here, this says optional. You can watch these if you're struggling. If you're not struggling, then that's fine. So as y'all can see, I always tell you what your focus is. I tell you what the objective is, which ties directly into the syllabus. These are the tasks that you have to do. All right, and so get started working on your magazine project, which I'll communicate with you guys about your magazine project inside of your group discussion area. I'll also give broad explanations like on the home page, but mainly I'll communicate with each group because y'all will be at different places. And then I've got y'all the student lounge, which you go to communication and go to discussions, and you guys can, ask questions away. So there's been 7 more posts since I last logged in. And so I'll try to check in and see if I can answer any questions in there. But once you get to, there's your video introductions. Y'all barely been working. I looked at everything last night. Now I got all these extra ones to watch. I do watch every one of your videos. So once you get in here inside of your group, I will share activities or whatever, next steps. I'll guide you. Some groups may be moving at faster paces. So if y'all are coming on, let me say one last thing about the group project. I really recommend, and actually I'm going to require that it be done in a Google Doc. I'm going to ask you to post your Google Doc for your group here inside of this group discussion area. And what that's going to allow me to do is to monitor your progress. I'll check in probably twice a week and see how you guys are coming and shoot the group a message if I feel like y'all are kind of behind where you need to be. And I guess one last thing I want to show you before I do let you guys go is on the course outline page. You'll see that I have built in a little bit of time here. The week of October 7th, as you work up towards your midterms, this is your project work week. So there's no new content. I want you to be able to spend time kind of replaying, taking quizzes again, getting prepared, but then also spending some time working on your project. 5 pages front and back, but the key is you guys have to cover all of the content, okay? So you can't leave out content. And then again, this whole week down here, I give you the last week to kind of do the same thing. Let's see, we have a question pop up here. Is there a PIN number? Can't see this last question for some reason. I'm going to stop sharing my screen and see if I can see. Is there a PIN number to access Nearpod? Yeah, there is a code to access Nearpod. That's a great question. Let me go back and pull that up really quickly. So when you go to Nearpod, and I give those to you inside of your course. So when you're in the discussion, and you go down, scroll down till you get to a group. So I tell you, I think it's in here. All right, yep. Let me pull this up so you can see. All right, use the following code to access the activity. So here's the code, okay? So you do have to have a code to access that as well. All right, another question in the chat. Is there a reason, Justina, you should be able to now, you can only see one module at a time. So the next module will not open up until you get an 85% or higher on all quizzes. Now Muscle Move Us only has, I think, 1 quiz. So once you do that, then you now should see, but they're open to release 1 at a time so that you guys don't lose track. It is not as much a way to control you as it is to try to help you make sure that you stay on top of it, okay? So that's a very...
My modules start at 6. Like I'm on the content page right now and I'm looking and it starts at 6.
Because you haven't completed everything. If you have completed everything and you know that you've completed everything, you need to submit a ticket because you're having an you're having an issue with your instance of this course. That's a great question.
I've only completed the pre-assessment. So I needed to complete like how do muscles work and the basics of program designs to see the rest of the modules.
Nope. So you must have come in kind of late. You have to complete from Muscles Move Us everything above. So if you don't go in and click on them and get the check mark, that tells the system that you have done this. Okay, you can't just click on everything because, for example, the quiz, right? You've got to actually take it. But let's say you're up here in the Getting Started module, and you have to click on all of this, right? But you also have to make at least one post. You have to post your actual video before you get credit for the video introductions. And then you have to complete the pre-assessment test. Okay, if you haven't completed it, the system's not going to open up and let you see. That's why you can see these modules, because they don't have a date set, all right, for now, but they will. But you can't see the rest of these because you haven't completed everything. If you're 100% sure that you have, we're having an issue with your instance of your course, all right, and you want to submit a ticket to that and email me. But IT thinks they fixed it. So what you want to do is log out and log back in if you think you've done everything up to that point and check it out and see. Let me know.
Okay, thank you.
Have you done everything, or do you think you still have a thing or two to do?
I've only done the pre-assessment. I haven't done the video introduction yet.
Okay, and not only that, now you still got to visit the group magazine project, the course outline. You got to visit these, and you got to click on those links as well. Okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Well, the system's just trying to make sure you don't skip, and then you start having all these questions, and then I'm like, what do you mean? It's in the course. So a lot of times behavior in an online class, particularly with undergrads, y'all will bounce all over the place if you're not given some guidance. So I'm just trying to provide you with guidance that kind of forces you to do what you need to do so you don't get confused simply because you didn't read. Honestly, simply because you didn't do what you were told to do. So that's why in this class, guys, it's really imperative. It's so important that you don't rush. Because you just take your time. You got plenty of time. You'll see that you got plenty of time. But just take your time. I highly recommend that you set, an hour or two, a couple of days a week that you spend. You block it out on your calendar and you spend time working in your course. Great questions, y'all. I'm about to run out of battery. I got to jump up here and get on my system. All right, any other questions that I can answer for you guys? All right, let's see. Sounds like somebody's typing to me. All right, if we don't have any more questions, then I think we are done for today. I will be posting, I did record this video, and I will be posting this in the course on the homepage no later than sometime tomorrow. All right, and if you don't have any other questions, then let me know through any time during the course that you need help. I'm happy to help you and thoroughly expect everybody to do very well. Bye, everybody. So Lemma, is there any PowerPoints? Nope, this is a very active class. Are you still with me? Let me see if I've unmuted. Nope, you're gone. Okay, but just to go ahead and answer the question that Lemma has, she wants to know if there are any PowerPoints. I do not use PowerPoints in my course as I do not ever lecture. So again, if you guys have questions or need help, just let me know. I'll be happy to assist. Have a great day. Hope you enjoyed the course.